Good evening. I am Zach. This is Alamo Vaudeville talk show coming to you live from downtown San Antonio at the Tussaud's Wax Museum of the Ripley. Believe it or not, we have a great show for y'all tonight, some fantastic guests, so stick around and we'll be right back. All right, folks, so I personally took a tour of this new attraction that Wax Museum has, and let me tell you, it is certified scary, all right? So to introduce y'all to a guest that'll kind of tell y'all a little bit more about it, Ruben Vasquez.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you, Ruben?
Nice to meet you.
Good. So how long have y'all been doing this?
We've been doing it, well, first and foremost, I just want to apologize for my attire. I'm getting ready right after this interview to go downstairs to the underneath of our building and actually go over some of the scares and some of the things that we're going to do to freak people out.
Okay, no problem. I'm not wearing any pants either, so we're good. No
pants under that desk.
Yes, sir.
So we've been doing this now, this is our third year.
Okay.
And with it being our third year, every year it evolves. So there's something new that's added to it, something that we see the year before does really well. We want to amp it up. Something that doesn't do well, we want to change it entirely and do something even cooler. Okay. So I mean, that's kind of where we are year after year.
Awesome. So I know y'all have like a year-round kind of haunted attraction. What made y'all go into a separate one?
So what we have is we operate 3 attractions here under the Ripley Entertainment name. It's the Ripley's Believe It or Not Auditorium. Okay. It's the Tussaud's Waxworks, and it's the Ripley's Moving Theater 4D. Okay. And of those 3 attractions, they're year-round, family-friendly, floors upon floors of attractions for the whole family to take part in. But what we realize is year after year, we were not having as much fun as everyone else during Halloween. Yeah. So we decided to have our own haunt, have our own nightmare beneath the museum, because we have quite a bit of space down below from our renovation quite a few years ago. And what we did is we transform it into this really terrifying, very ominous, I mean, you went through, right?
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. Those clowns were not my friend.
Yeah, right. And so that's kind of what we do, and that's what we have here, and we wanted to be a part of the Halloween fun, basically.
Oh, okay, so have y'all kind of own little attraction in SeaWorld and Six Flags, y'all just want to get on a little fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. I know y'all, do this scary thing. What are some other attractions that y'all kind of want to promote? Or
so really right now what we definitely want to promote is our Nightmare at the Wax. Okay. It's going to be, like I said, a lot of fun. It's going to be terrifying for some people. So for example, in some of the past years, we've had people who couldn't even make it through. They'll get into the first portion of it, and I've had people pay their full price, get into the first gallery and freak out. They say, nope, I can't do it, I can't do it. They don't ask for a refund. They just walk on out and they said, you got me, thanks, I got scared, and they leave right then and there. Some people get halfway through. And
a little bit better.
Better. But even at that point, they'll plead and beg, please just remove me from here. It's too scary for me. I'd like to go. So that's always fun to really do our job. Because when people freak out that much, that lets me know that we did what we're here to do. And then we have literally, and I was just talking about this the other day, we literally scared the pants off of someone during, I think, last year's haunt.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So she was terrified. She was walking through a hallway. She started running, and her pants just went straight down, and she just kept screaming, and she just, it was pretty fun. So, So we've had people think they're having cardiovascular things happen. So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, I wish that option was available for me, because all I could think about was where's the exit. I had my flashlight, he had his flashlight. I was like, I don't care if this is supposed to be dark. I don't want it to be dark. I want to see around me. Right. I'm not doing this anymore. And then he took me through the regular attraction, and I was still like, I'm lucky my pants were on as long as they were.
Well, if people want to join the fun, it's every Friday and Saturday of October. We start at 7 p.m. letting guests in, getting scared, and we run till about midnight. And it's, again, every Friday and Saturday, of October, and we also are throwing in the last Sunday of October as well.
Last Sunday of October.
Yeah, we can't wait for people to come in, and it's only $20. It's $19.99. Buy your ticket. You can look for discounts here and there. I know they're floating around. There's some good discounts. Just got to go find them.
Okay, yeah, and so when is it gonna come to a close? When
the last Sunday of October. That'll be the official, like last night, all is closing, and then we get to revamp for the following year.
Okay, well, I can tell you that I took the tour today. I don't know if I'm gonna be back, because that almost gave me a heart attack, and I'm not a big scary person. I don't like to see scary movies, but hey, everybody has their own thing, right?
Right.
So, you know, it's, well, it was great talking to you,
Yes,
Ruben.
sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I hope you might revisit.
We'll
think
see.
about it.
Probably not. But
all right. Well, thank you very
so
much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And welcome back. So our next guest happened to make it out of little San Antonio and make it big for himself back in Hollywood. My next guest, Jimmy Villarreal. Sorry about that.
No problem. Nice meeting you.
You too, sir. How are you doing today?
Great. Good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. So I know you started out here in San Antonio and went to Lee High School, am I right?
Robert E. Lee High School.
All right. So what was it like going from San Antonio to Hollywood?
You know, it took a while. I started runway, and then from runway into commercials, and then to acting, and you know, build up after a few years. Just like any other actor, it's like, okay, what next? Where do I go? So went to Dallas, then from Dallas into LA, and obviously, you know, going to a casting with 30, 40 versus going to a casting with, you know, hundreds.
Yes.
So it was a big change.
Yeah, no kidding. I know we actually have some photos of you with some stars. If you want to go ahead and roll that. Pictures. Rolling the pictures. Oh, right.
So, yeah, you know, when just like you hear all these actors that want to become producers and directors in the business, you know, my niche after moving to Los Angeles and then being there, I was there 15 years.
Okay.
So it took some time to build up, you know, obviously your resume, getting the agent, getting the manager, and training like anyone would do. My daughter came along, and I was like, okay, so I need a real job. After so many years of auditioning, which was about 3 years.
Okay.
So, you know, I said, okay, I'm going to look for a real job. Started working as a publicist on the red carpet, interviewing celebrities, and then figured, I liked it, but I wasn't, you know, the core of what I really love to do.
Yes.
So I started to go out, and I was fortunate enough to meet a gentleman, Ken Henman, that introduced me to Eric DeSando, who was an agent in Los Angeles, and offered me at that point when the reality television was just starting. So he says, we want to add a reality division of an agent. So that's, you know, the very first Joe Millionaire, the very first Bachelor. I mean, you name it, the shows have started from the very beginning.
Wow, okay.
So I was representing, you know, that genre of the business.
Okay. Any big names that you've represented that we might know?
I mean, you know, the first 2 or 3 Bachelors, the first 2 or 3 Joe Millionaires. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. I mean, my niche was and continues to, like Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
I work with Karen Nanaba, Bruno the Judge. I book Karina Smirnoff, the dancer.
Oh, okay.
So I go after television shows to represent them for appearances and endorsements. So I started as a commercial agent, then moved my way to somewhat of a hosting agent, and then from the hosting agent into doing endorsements and appearances. So, you know, I've been fortunate enough to work with Eva Longoria, Mario Lopez, George Lopez, Isaiah Morales, Cesar Millan, and many others. And it took a while because what happened on that, making that move from a commercial agent to getting the respect of an A-list or a B-list actor, even work with Mario Lopez, is that they have agents, they have managers. So you have to, without stepping on anyone's toes, you know, work your way into that relationship of working with an actor and them trusting you.
Yes. Okay. So I know you said you know Mario Lopez. I've kind of seen your Facebook. You good friends with him? Or?
Good friends with him.
Okay. Is he really as dreamy as they say?
Well, you know, on a guy's point of view, I hear everybody say, "Well, you got dimples." I said, "That's the only thing I have is dimples like Mario." But other than that, no, he's a great person. He's got everything that has been going for him that he deserves. Working hard and always been a go-getter.
Yeah.
So you know, now I'm trying to. Work with a production company, Mutt Productions, Aaron.
Yes. Okay.
And we're hopefully developing films for kids that are somewhat of a slight anti-bullying concept. You know, racial matters, real life, real everyday situations that they face in school, and hope to film here, Austin, and Los Angeles on making new films. More so being filmed here in Texas, San Antonio, Austin, and whatever we have to attach a Disney, Nickelodeon, or a YouTube influencer as part of the cast, that's when we go to LA.
Yeah.
So that's something new that we're starting here. Hopefully, I'd say in the next, we got one movie out now, in the next 30 to 60 days, 2 more that we're looking at doing.
Awesome.
And hopefully, you know, San Antonio would be ready for a lot of casting for films that we're going to do here.
Okay.
So we're excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be part of that.
Good. Well, we'll talk just a little bit more about that. Right now, we're going to go to a little break. Sure. Okay. We'll be right back, folks.
I don't know when to cut, when to stop.
And welcome back. We have Jimmy Villarreal here with us. So Jimmy, I know you're working with Aaron Lopez.
Aaron Lopez, correct.
Mutt Productions. How'd y'all get acquainted?
We were introduced on a few occasions of doing some national commercials, and I know he's done some big films that he's worked on. So the big part of our relationship and kind of trying to merge our relationships together is that he's been doing this for a long time for big production companies. You know, big films that he's done in Texas, Austin, here, Dallas. And now he's gone more on his own to create his own production company where he's producing, directing, and writing a lot of his own scripts.
Oh, awesome.
So, you know, one of the things that we want to build is that same content of short films, that are out there that have a meaning,
okay.
not just to shoot a film to make a film, but to have a content of a reason, of everyday life situations for kids.
Yes. Okay.
Whether that's bullying, that's races, or whatever part of the real life of what they go through in school.
Okay.
Is what we hope to do. We have Valeria's Holiday was shot here in San Antonio. It came out great. A friend of his that he worked on too was Margarita King.
Okay. Yes.
The Margarita Man. Sorry.
Margarita Man, yes.
Margarita Man. So the content that we want to build, we have two other ones. There's a 13-year-old boxer that we're looking at that's based out of Los Angeles.
Okay.
That I got introduced or met through watching one of Mario's shows.
Okay.
That he had a chance to spar with her.
Oh, okay.
So it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
And then hopefully I'm in talks that I really can't mention, but there's another gentleman from San Antonio that you probably have heard about it, that was a transgender
yes.
Wrestler.
Okay, yeah, I actually know his sister, yes.
Marco
No.
and the brothers.
Oh, maybe not. I'm thinking of a different person, my bad.
But anyway, it's a great story.
Okay.
Of him, changing from a female to a male and going through and winning, obviously, the gold medal or the championship. Okay. So, there's projects like that, and hopefully my goal is to, you hear it all the time where they want to take it to Austin or New Mexico or to California or everywhere else but San Antonio.
Yeah, I know.
So, I know we have talent here. We have great production. We have great, places to film and shoot, locations. Okay. So with the help of what Aaron and I can do together, that's what we want to establish. And there's another gentleman also, Scott, that's part of our team, has also shot a movie here in San Antonio. Okay. So, and that's what we want to do is try to keep as much content and talent here. And for any other reasons that we have to go to Austin or LA or New York, we'll bring talent, but not trying to take production there, but bring the talent here is what our focus would be. Okay. And have a message when we're doing this. Have fun.
Sir. That's awesome. Well, I'm very glad to be talking about this, getting that word out. All right, it was very nice meeting you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. I'm excited for this.
Thank you. Yes, me too. All right, we'll be right back. And welcome back. So our next guest is very special to San Antonio, a pretty big name. She was a KINS 5 broadcaster for about 20 years. Now she does some fitness as well as her own fitness company. So please welcome Sarah Lucero.
Hey, hi everybody.
Very nice to meet you.
Hi, Zach. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you were a KINS 5 broadcaster for about 20 years?
Yes.
How did you get into that?
I actually got in, I'm from San Antonio, and I started my career in television news at Univision in San Antonio. So I started off as a sportscaster, and I had a weekly Spurs show that I did for, I worked for them for 3 years. Then I went to Chicago for a couple of years, and I came back to San Antonio where I stayed for 20 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So what is it like being in Chicago versus San Antonio?
Well, you know what? Chicago is the third largest market in the country, so it's a lot different from San Antonio. But you know, I missed home. San Antonio was home, and I had always planned to come back at some point. So I came back a little bit sooner than I thought. But I mean, this has been such a wonderful city in every way for me, and a community that I love. So I'm so glad to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, I've never been to Chicago, but I've heard the weather is atrocious.
Well, you know, most of the year it is. For maybe 2 months out of the year, it's gorgeous.
Okay.
But it's in a great location. It's on the lake. There's a little bit of everything. It's got this changing seasons year round. Okay. Yes, it is cold, brutally cold for a lot of the year, but it's such a beautiful, also a very magical city. It's fun to live there.
Okay, awesome. And so, is there anything in particular that like a fondest memory or?
You know, my TV news career was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it immensely. Loved it for 26 years. I lived and breathed the news or sports. Yeah. So, but you know, there comes a point in time where you kind of have to, you know, move on and do something else. Decide there's only so many years in your life that you have to do great things, and I wanted to try other things, and I wanted to spend time with my family. So I love the TV business, TV news, and I miss my colleagues, I miss the community, interacting with the community and covering the news, but you know, there's only so many hours in the day, so there was other things that I wanted to do as well.
No, absolutely. And so to any maybe aspiring anchor people or broadcasters, is there anything you'd like to tell them?
Well, I mean, if you want to get into that business, you have to be willing to do really whatever it takes. You know, I started out as a grip. So basically, I carried cable at the parades for the photographers. Yeah. I was a script girl. I ran scripts. I ran coffee. I did whatever they needed me to do at the TV station to make the anchors and the reporters, you know, perform at their best. So, I mean, whatever it takes, if it's in your blood, if it's something that you're passionate about and you want to do, you do it. Okay,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so I know you're kind of competing in bikini as well as...
Yeah, it's bodybuilding competitions, and so they're fitness competitions, and there's different levels of muscularity. So you start out, most women do a bikini, and I'm doing bikini and figure, so I've moved up a little bit. I've been doing it for 4 years, and I'm taking a little bit of a break right now. I'm doing more endurance because I do, endurance is is in my heart. I love marathons. I've done the Boston Marathon like 4 times. Oh, wow. Yeah, and so now I'm training for the Cozumel Ironman, which is at the end of November. So I'm lifting weights still, but not as much. I'm going to get back into competing next year in January. I love it too. It's fun. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. Running's just not my thing. All right. So we will talk a little bit more about your fitness journey. All right. We are going to go on a quick break, okay?
Okay. All right.
And we are back with Sarah Lucero. So we kind of got into your fitness journey a little bit. So I know last year you kind of did some fitness classes and promoted some healthy stuff.
Yeah, as part of Sarah Lucetto Fitness, I started doing group fitness classes. I had nutrition plans, weight loss challenges, healthy cooking classes. It was really a lot of fun to do all of that, and I did it for a year. And right now, I'm still doing a little bit of that. I'm not taking any new clients. I also got into fitness products. So if you go to sarahlucettofitness.com, some of my favorite workout products are glute hip resistance bands, which I'm sure you're familiar with, but they're really great for rehab, prehab, and toning. So I carry those bands in my bag wherever I go, and they're on my website because it's just something I believe in. To get strong, they're great for toning. They're great for preventing injury. So I use them even when I'm running. To kind of help me, work the hip and glute area, so to prevent injuries. So they're great accessories to carry around in your bag, even when you're traveling.
Yeah, no kidding. I thought regular running was hard when you add booty bands to it. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. So I know, you started this podcast, correct?
I have a Posh Boss podcast is what we started, and we'll see a little bit of a clip, I believe, of that in a little bit. But I've got two. I just started also the Spotlight with Sarah, which is similar to the Posh Boss podcast, but it's going to be just me solo hosting with guest hosts occasionally at different locations where we go to a live event, an open, like a grand opening, launching of an event or a party where the company or the organization wants to promote a service, a product, or maybe a message or a cause, if it's like a gala type get together. So we'll go live, produce a show, and kind of promote the message or the service or the product that they want to promote.
Awesome. Wow, that sounds really cool.
So that's the Spotlight with Sarah.
Spotlight with Sarah, okay. And I know for this Posh Boss, we actually have a clip.
Yeah, you got a clip of that, and we just did that a couple of weeks ago.
At the Malik Rose?
It was the Malik Rose Celebrity Bowling event at Main Event on the far north side, and a lot of fun. They raised a lot of money for the Salvation Army, their emergency shelter downtown, so a great cause, and we had a lot of fun just broadcasting live online out there.
Awesome, wow. Well, we're going to take a short look at that video real quick. Okay.
Everybody to the third annual Malik Rose Bowl bowling event. We are here with the man of the hour, Mr. Malik Rose. What an incredible turnout tonight.
Yes, very, very big, man. I'm really thankful to the San Antonio community for, again, coming out and supporting us, helping us to bring awareness to a worthwhile organization like the Salvation Army, but raise a lot of money to help local San Antonios, especially in their time of need.
All right, we are back, San Antonio. So with this new Spotlight with Sarah, do you have any upcoming guests?
I do. I'm actually going to be at the zoo tomorrow at 6:30 for my first solo show with the Spotlight with Sarah, and we'll be promoting an upcoming event that the zoo has and a lot of the exhibits that have been redeveloped and renovated. The zoo looks incredible. It's like a new place if you go down there. So we're going to be live down there tomorrow. And the Posh Boss podcast at Malik Rose's event was amazing. As they saw just right now in the clip, raised a lot of money. It's such an incredible cause. They've done it. This was the third year, I believe, that they've done it, and we were just so glad to be out there.
Awesome. Well, I actually have a little surprise.
You do?
Yes, I do.
What does
we
he have?
A little bag of some Adelita's barbacoa. I don't know if you've had barbacoa in San Antonio.
Yes, I have.
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
Not during prep though. I don't have any barbacoa during prep.
No barbacoa during prep. Okay. Well, just a real quick mention, I know you did some announcements for Alamo Vaudeville.
Last year I did the Alamo Vaudeville announcements for the live theater production, which is at the Tobin Center in December, and I had so much fun. So I just want to say, if I'm in town this year, I would love to be invited back. So you're doing it on the 21st this year, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So it sounds like a lot of fun, and it's a great production, all locally based.
Yes, I actually watched the last year's one, and it was phenomenal. The stars were really good. And
you'll be there, right?
I will be there.
Yeah.
Yes, as the host.
The host.
Yes. So, that's really cool opportunity for me.
And will you have barbacoa there?
I will not, unfortunately. I wish I did. Maybe as a warm-up snack.
Oh.
Yes, but no barbacoa before.
But you have it now.
Yes, no, I do, and we're actually going to enjoy some.
Ooh.
Okay. Yes.
Wow.
So don't.
What a treat.
Yes. Oh, I'm spilling the forks. So if you are in San Antonio visiting, or if you're born here, please stop by Adelita's. All right, they have the best barbacoa.
Let's check it out.
Oh, absolutely.
My gosh. Wow. Ooh wee.
Oh man. All right. Well, we will be right back while we're eating some great barbacoa. And we are back. I'd like to give a big thank you to our guests, Sarah Lucero, Jimmy Villarreal, Ruben Vasquez for being on today's show. I'd like to thank the viewers for tuning into this show. I'm not only excited for hosting this show, but I'm also excited for hosting our Alamo Vaudeville at the Tobin Center on December 21st. Please go buy tickets soon. They come on sale at thetobin.com very soon. So please go check those out. Thank you to the Wax Museum for letting us be here. We very much appreciate it here on Jimmy Kimmel's set. Unfortunately, I will have to get him out of the trunk of my car, but it's okay, he can have his set back. All right, so please tune in next month, October. We will be doing another show coming up, and I'll put that on my social media. It'll be on Cuvier Productions, Facebook. All right, so please tune in. Thank you very much. Zach, out.